What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we are continuing our trek through the MCU. We're not going in timeline order, if you haven't already guessed, because we've taken a look at Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain Marvel. Again, not timeline order in the slightest. However, I do want to take a look at the movie which actually got me into the MCU. For whatever reason, I have reviewed Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man Quantumania on the channel, one being as of recent, as of last year, and the other one being at least 5 years old, but I've never actually reviewed the original movie, which I think is a little upsetting, because this is the one which got me into the MCU. I absolutely love Ant-Man and the Guardians. These two movies got me into the MCU and got me interested in Marvel, because before then, I didn't give a shit what Marvel was. I was a DC fanboy. I thought Marvel was shit. My mind was soon swayed and soon changed once I saw the awesomeness of Ant-Man and the Guardians. So, without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say about Ant-Man. It is a 2015 action comedy, which is an hour and 48 minutes. It is a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb and is 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can watch this on Amazon Prime, Google Play, or Disney+. Scott, a master thief, gains the ability to shrink in scale with the help of the futuristic suit. Now he must rise to the occasion of his superhero status and protect his secret from unsavory elements. Right, so, Ant-Man, it's the Marvel's first heist movie and their only heist movie, and it is fucking good. Because back in 2015, I hadn't seen many heist movies, so I wasn't accustomed to their plots or their tropes. So, back in 2015, this was a fucking banger. As of watching it as of recent, I do see the tropes, and I do see where they lie, and I do see where this sort of is, like, punching, like, low. This is like a low punching, this is like a low-hanging fruit of a movie for, like, plot lines and sort of heist movie shenanigans. But it is a great movie nonetheless. We have a really great sort of opening, introducing us to Scott just getting out of prison, and Luis throwing him straight into a life of crime just after his ex-wife told him not to if he wants to see Cassie again. And that's what I like about this movie. It gives us a little bit about Scott's life, a little bit about his troubles, and sets him up as a character who wants to just do well by his family. He wants to do good by his daughter. He wants to see his daughter. He wants to make his daughter proud. He wants to sort of make his daughter happy. And he goes to steal a suit because he knows it's going to be a big score. And Baskin-Robbins and every single sort of place that hires him fires him because he's got a criminal record of thievery. And I think that's really shitty. I don't think companies should be allowed to do that. And I don't think they actually are allowed to do that legally. But anyway, continuing on. He steals the suit. Hank Pym allows him to steal the suit. And we get a couple of flashbacks of him, like, allowing him to steal the suit, and then, like, seeing how he stole the suit, and it's like, okay, but why? And then he's like, oh, this is why. Because I want you to be the next Ant-Man, and I need your help because you're a master thief. I've heard all about you, and I was the one that got you out of jail, and I'll help you out of jail again. And he sneaks around the Avengers base to steal some shit from the Avengers place. He then steals some shit from elsewhere. And he then goes and sort of steals from the main villain who stole the tech from Hank. So it's just like thievery upon thievery upon thievery. And Ant-Man then fights him in like a really small scale fight. They make Thomas the Tank Engine giant, and they send him to the quantum realm by shrinking him and sending him to oblivion. Gonna be honest, the villain is pretty 2D, pretty monotone, and again does continue the trend of having like the evil villain be like the, you know, the evil version of our hero. And it's just like a crazy scientist who can shrink, but his suit is fucking cooler. It has lasers, you know, can fucking shoot lasers, and, you know, can fly apparently. I don't know why his can fly. He's called the Yellow Jacket, which I do believe is a wasp. But it is sick. It is, the suit design in this is fucking awesome. I love the Ant-Man suit. I think it's so cool. I don't know, this suit is really fucking cool. This is one of my favorite MCU suits. I don't give a shit. I don't care about comic accuracy. I think this suit is fucking fire. I like this suit a lot. And I don't know, I just love this suit. I think this suit is fucking sick. This is a great suit. I love this suit. I can talk about how good this suit is all day. Like, just, I don't know, it just looks badass as fuck. It looks cool. Like the leather on it and like the sort of... I know the MCU has a lot of paddled suits, and they do tend to over-paddle their super suits, but I think for an Ant-Man suit, that works, because it has to be futuristic, it has to be like this, so he has the ability to shrink. Whereas Captain America, you know what, fair enough, he doesn't need all these paddles and all these different segments on his suit. Black Widow, you know what, fair enough, she doesn't need all these paddles and different segments on her suit. Like, that's fair enough. But for Ant-Man, I feel like it fits and works with his character, just with how the suit is designed and what the suit is supposed to do. I think it works really nicely. We also have the introduction to the best ever character in the MCU, which is Luis. And his storytelling is fucking phenomenal. It is comedic, and I love it. These actors are comedy actors, and Paul Rudd has been in the comedy scene for such a long time. He knows how to do it by now, so he knows good comedy. He can like bounce off other people. He's got that sort of charisma, he's got that charm, he's got that never aging sort of face to him, which sort of gives him that sort of edge above other people and sort of advantage in this comedy movie. Yes, I love him. Yes, I think he's funny. And yes, I do think the comedy of his goes downhill, and that is probably the writer's fault, not his, because the actor can only do as much as the script allows him. You know what? Some scripts can't be saved. Ant-Man Quantumania. Other scripts, like Ant-Man, can be fucking phenomenal. Yes, there is some cheesy moments. Yes, there is some very sort of basic puns in here, but Paul Rudd manages to pull it off and make it work. Paul Rudd manages to make it work and sort of has that charisma, that excitement, that sort of new to sort of hero attitude. Like, he's great at it. He wants to prove himself. He wants to prove himself to Cassie. He wants to help himself and help Cassie. He wants to get better, and I fucking love it. Like, the camera angles and the animation and the CGI on Ant-Man growing and shrinking and the sort of him running around looks really fucking cool and really fun as well. It just looks fun to do and fun to sort of play around with. It looks so... I don't know, it's just fun. I feel like running around as like a tiny little dude and then growing big. That shit looks fun. Running across a piano or a train track, fighting in Legos. Getting to actually sit inside a Lego set would be sick as fuck. Getting to shrink would be sick as fuck. Not gonna lie. I think that is cool. Also, I did cry when Anthony got shot. I felt that was such a fucking bullseye of a shot for Anthony to get shot out the air. That was fucking badass as fuck. Not gonna lie, his death was so cold. With like, whoever shot Anthony was so fucking cold. Like, the way you have to shoot to hit an ant mid-air and fucking rip its wings off, that is some fucking ballsy level accuracy that I bet he didn't even fucking mean to do. That was a fucking lucky shot. Like, he was probably firing at random, but it still was cool. Seeing everything from a Spall's perspective as well was fucking incredible. Like, having him run away from, like, the water in the bath, I thought was really fucking cool. I don't know why, I just did. I liked it, I thought it was sick. And the comedic timing was great as well. Like, the comedy in this movie is good. Like, the actors work so well off each other, and like I said with the Guardians 2 review, you can tell all these actors got along. You can tell all these actors were having a good old time, having a grand old time, having a nice time together and working well together. Because you can tell in movies when actors don't like each other. You can just tell. It shows on screen. And it shows on screen when they work well together. And this is what happens here. Everyone is having a grand time on the set of Ant-Man. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's sort of making jokes, making everyone laugh. And I'm going to be honest, this is like peak MCU. Not going to lie. 2015, peak MCU. We got like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 sort of in between, and it's great. It is an upward trajectory from here on out from Marvel, I'm going to be honest, until we get to like 2020 and then it starts to go fucking straight down. It's a fucking downward spiral from there. And apparently the Ant-Man suit is supposed to have an ant on the front. I don't see it, I'm going to be honest. It's a fact that someone else pointed out. I don't see it, but if it's there, that's a cool touch, I guess. Yeah, but the camera angles were great on this one. Like, just the sort of shots of him growing and shrinking. I know they weren't fucking real shots, but I thought they were sick anyway. I am easily pleased with shapes and colours, and watching him shrink down to quantum size was fucking badass. Until Quantum Mania happened, and seeing it again was kind of boring and brought back traumatic experiences and sort of came with PTSD as well. It was very traumatic watching this again, watching him go back to quantum size. But you know, I think this was a good standalone movie. I think this one could have been just good on its own. I don't think we needed Ant-Man and the Wasp because it didn't really add anything to anything else except having Ant-Man stuck in the quantum realm, which this movie could have done, to be fair.